Good morning, everyone. I have logged back in, and I'm still in the Crypt of Betrayal at the moment. I think I will head over to the guild house, possibly for some crafting. I have noticed that there are some guild mates online. I don't know if they're up for anything. I think maybe some of them, if not all of them, are AFK at the moment, so there's that. In the meanwhile, um, oh, there we go. We got a response from one of them. So, maybe not all AFK after all. We shall see. Gotta make it through the long road from Crypt of Betrayal up to anywhere else. And I think, really, that I ought to go ahead and head toward Willowwood, where the guild house is. Because until I find out differently, it seems like getting a little bit of crafting done would be a good idea. Level 38 jeweler, level 36 adventurer. So my adventuring is certainly catching up with my trade skilling. And the trouble with that is being a jeweler, I need to be pretty far ahead in the crafting. So by the time I hit level 42 as an adventurer, I would really like to be like level 48 as a crafter, so that I can craft the jewelry that'll be needed at that level. And actually, I think one thing I need to do too is go check on some masters for my new spells. First and foremost, I'm going to stop by the depots in the house and dump some things in and pick some things up if there's anything that I need in there. I don't have a lot of stuff in my bags right now, so that's not a real issue. But while I'm in the house, I may as well throw it in, right? Seems like a good idea. And then I figure, well, I'll go check in on the broker and see what I can find over there. And maybe, honestly, to some degree, I might should have gone to Qeynos Harbor so that I could hop over to the black market broker easily. May end up there. Depends on what things look like as far as getting the spells upgraded. So we shall see. All right, let's see what we got here. First and foremost, let's see what we need. All right. I'm gonna sort it by level across and max level only, and then I'm just gonna start looking. Ooh, that is okay. Max level only won't work, it occurs to me, because um on this server, every rendition is a different name, so it won't count. So, with that in mind, I'm just going to check my, just mouse over them on the hotbars. So, like kidney flow, for instance. Oh, wow, that's really super cheap. That's really incredibly cheap. And good upgrade, man. Insanity. Well, obviously I get that, right? And then I can immediately come down here and replace Gut Slice. Because this is the upgrade, obviously, for Gut Slice. And so, toss this down where that was. It's very nice. Alright, next we have this stance, Smirking Defense. That's the next one we need to check on. This is incredible. 21 gold. I'll take it. And then we'll go ahead and clear this hotkey and move this down there. Wow. This one is the taunt, Swarthy Deception. Okay, there aren't any Swarthy Deceptions on. That's interesting. There's non-master versions, obviously. But I'm kind of looking for the master. The next highest is the Adept 3. Adept 3 causes 17% threat to transfer to target when in combat. This one that I currently have mastered causes 14% to transfer. Not a big enough difference for me to be happy with that. So let's check on Tricky Display. No, nothing doing there. Alright, this is Ambuscade. That's the one that I have to be hidden for. I use that pretty often. But, again, nothing doing. So, how's about Hamstring? Well, nothing there either. Well, that's too bad. But we got a couple of them upgraded from that grouping, and let's see if there's anything else on my main hotbars that I have yet to master, or, at least Adept 3. We do have Rika Schwab here. Let's check and see how that looks on here. Oh, yeah, that's very affordable. I'll take it. I really didn't expect to find so many things for under a platinum each. That's incredible. Deft Rush. Alright, now we're to the prices that I expected. I really don't know that I care enough to spend 2 platinum on that. I've already got this. I could upgrade it rather to an Adept 3, and that would be a big upgrade without being a 2 platinum upgrade. I don't know that I am that interested in upgrading that one right now. But let's see about Flurry of Arms, if it's on here. It is, and it is 1 platinum and 20 gold. I don't really think that's a ridiculous price. I feel like that's actually a decent price, but I still am not going to pay it right now. Maybe sometime. I just feel like I'm leveling so fast. I don't really see any reason to spend too much at once. This is more up my alley right here. Lilo, 32 gold. Yeah, I'll take that. I don't have that many spells that are less than master, all things considered. So, again, Feigned Bravado. My incentive isn't that high. That is a last one. Increases the hate gain will be the same, but it increases the haste of the caster by significantly more because this will do 50.7. I currently have 27.9. And the cool part about that is that that is a maintained spell. So it's not one that I have to cast all the time, it's one that's active all the time. So, very worthwhile. What about avoid attention? Let's check on that one. If I can click buttons, good. We'll see. I'm actually in an unusual position right now, so that's part of the issue. I've got, I'm sitting on a couch, and so I've got my little laptop, and then I've got like the cardboard box that's been broken down. That's what I'm using as essentially my mouse pad while I'm sitting on this couch. So my controls are even a little bit more than usual uh, awkward. I think that's everything. So I didn't upgrade everything that needed upgraded, but I did get a good bit of it. It should definitely help. All right, now I do have a few things I can sell. And I could, you know what? I could go and check the black market and see if they have anything that maybe wasn't being represented here, or something a little more exciting than what was here. So I'll go take a look over there. Most of the time, I prefer to use the down below to get around. Um, it just is, in a lot of ways, easier. I could have run over to the docks, mm, you know, and taken the bell, and that probably would have been a lot faster from where I was. But I don't know. I guess I like the sound of the dulcet sounds of, water flowing through sewage pipes. It's just exciting for me. So here we are. And it also took me to entirely the wrong side of Qeynos Harbor, which allows me to really enjoy all the gray walls and people not being at little vendor booths along the way. The solitude of running through the empty streets. Something to be said for it. Not sure what, but something. Ah, and I almost passed the almighty black market broker. After all that, call him a fence. Alright, now I've forgotten which ones of these I didn't upgrade. So, let's check and see what we got here. Well on the masters so far, which is great. I know I didn't upgrade that one over there. It is Deft Rush. I mean, it's an Adept, so it's not like it's terrible. Yeah, see, now that is more like it. I'll take it. I believe on the Qeynosian market it was 2 platinum for that master. But on the Freeport market, 98 gold. I'll take it. And this, I don't even think they have Flurry of Arms Master uh, on the Qeynosian marketplace. Now, this is a completely useless spell right here. Chilling Throat. It's total garbage. So, I will look it up, and if it's ridiculously cheap, I might get it. I have to ask myself the important question here. Is it even worthwhile to have it at all? Because it's so incredibly bad. Okay. It would be awesome. The problem is that you have to have a thrown weapon equipped in your ranged slot. The the likelihood of me having a thrown weapon in the ranged slot is very low at any point. Typically, a bow is going to be better, just hands down. So, I don't even know. You know what? I don't even think I'm going to get it at 30 gold. 30 gold is cheap for a master, 35. But I feel like it's just still not really cheap enough. I need it to be even more cheap to be worthwhile. So let's try a slip master, see if they got that. And if it's, nope, not there at all. Too bad. Those are both AA point, spells right there. For combat arts, however you want to think about them. Nice, worthy deception. Oh, nice. Let's see the difference here. Difference of 9% threat. I do like it. It's not one that, well, I say it's not one that I use often, but that's not entirely true. I do use it pretty often. It just depends on if I have a tank in my group or not. And it's very excellent when I do have a tank, so. Tricky display. Oof. I don't love it. The price is high. And yet, I don't think there is one on the Qeynos program. The question is, oh, you know, it is pretty good. Is it 1 platinum and 40 gold good? It's a level 36, so I recently got it. Maybe I ought to get it. Let's see what else we've got here. We've got ambuscade and hamstring left. Ambuscade isn't there at all. And hamstring is not there either. So, with that in mind, you know what? I think I will go ahead and splurge for this tricky display. I got lucky on some other ones, so it makes sense. Grab this now. Alright. Now, overall, that should make a difference in the way the fights are going to play out. With this one, I need to clear the hotkey, then come back up over here. Hotbar settings, allow draggable, and move this tricky display down there. Cancel that out. Alright, great. Feeling like I've done something worthwhile. And that is a betrayal quest, I believe, which I have no interest in, so. Off we go to find the platform out of here. If you don't know about the black market brokers, that's where one of them is in Qeynos Harbor. Very helpful. And the other one, the evil one, is over in East Freeport. off the beaten path a bit, way out on an island off the docks of East Freeport, as I recall. Well, clicked things. I don't know how I clicked quite so badly, but here we are. Castle Hamlet. That's not Willow Wood at all. Alright, so after all that business, I'll come over here. Alright, my armor set is currently saved for adventuring. I'm going to switch into my crafting set and go get a bit of that underway. I could use another different belt and a different neck piece, but it's not imperative, and I don't have the ruthenium that I need right now. I ought to have checked on the broker to see if there were any good prices on ruthenium, but alas, alack, I did not. So let's see here. Let's uncheck some of this stuff that I'm not working on right now and go pare that list down to just tarnished silver, which is my trade skill writ of the moment. We've got a fashioned opaline elemental stud. I didn't have to put fashioned, but oh well. And I did not knock out opal by adding that extra eye like I ought to, but that's okay. You'll notice over in the lower right-hand corner of my screen, I have made a little hotbar. And that is for my current level trade skill buttons, right? So if you want to call it trade skill abilities, whatever you want to call it, on this server, the hotbar underneath the trade skill window, so the one over here, does not update as you level. You can't make it update by dragging things from the knowledge book over to it, or anything like that. It just won't update. So one way to circumvent that issue is by creating a trade skill bar of your own, essentially. So you can take one of your hotbars, pull it over to whatever area you want to use it at, and essentially make your own little section for that. I like to have this arranged with the durability increase on the top and the progress increase on the bottom. Now, if you do that, you do need to remember to update those as you level. But it makes things a little bit easier than using the knowledge book. You can arrange it in the knowledge book as well. You can drag those around within the knowledge book. So, in fact, I have done so, I think. Oh, well, no, I must have changed it since then. But you see, you move them and they'll stay put. So you can arrange them there, or you can arrange them on a hotbar. If you put them on a hotbar, you can set your hotkeys if you want to, so that you could just press something like 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6 for the others, instead of clicking them. Personally, I don't have it set up like that right now. I have my number keys attached to my emergency bar, which my emergency bar currently is primarily a cheap shot. I suppose I could. I have my Pain Death over here on number 8. It would probably be a good one to have on my emergency bar. Well, in an area that I'd be more likely to use it on my emergency bar. It's not as relevant for me currently because my computer is not wonderful for gaming at the moment, and so buttons are actually quite tiny and difficult to press. So I don't use those as often as I normally would on a regular computer. Um, because again, the keyboard is very close together, and it's easy to hit the wrong button when trying to press something quickly. So I actually only have number one that I use with any degree of consistency. That way, if I hit another button accidentally while trying to press it, it really doesn't matter. Like if I hit the two instead of the one, if I hit the tilde, it doesn't really matter. Um, but theoretically, I should be getting in the laptop charging cord for a different laptop that should be coming in today if all goes well. And then I'll be able to charge that laptop. It's a larger and I guess more normal sized laptop actually, and it should be significantly better in all regards. Actually, I can get that one charged up and get everything transferred over to that. I think that your viewing experience will be better, and my playing experience will be better in many ways. I think it even has a numlock key, getting crazy, fancy stuff. But I think that'll be very beneficial all the way around. It has an HDMI port. I think it has a VGA possibly as well. Either way, I think I'll be able to hook up a second monitor once I have a second monitor to hook up, which should be beneficial for streaming because I'll be able to look at the chat on a second monitor. Right now, I'm using my phone and the app as my chat. And so, let's see here. And so it's not as not as useful as having the website up on a different screen would be. I believe my understanding is that I should be able, once I have that set up, to see when ads are coming up, for instance. Right now, I have no idea unless people tell me in chat that an ad is playing. I don't know of any way to see that on the phone, so I'm just kind of, driving blind over here for the most part, as far as that is concerned. Like I said, I do have some folks who very kindly tell me when an ad is playing sometimes. Um, I am trying to figure out how I can reward them for that. I was thinking, I know that there's badges, right? I don't know how to make badges yet, but I definitely am trying to figure that out because I think there are ways that I can give people, and maybe it may be part of that VIP thing, which I haven't quite gotten access to yet. So um, there's a building the community award, and I think you have to have 5 chatters chatting concurrently in order to be able to get that. And so I haven't quite gotten that status yet. Very close. Um, so maybe that's going to open up the ability to award badges. I'm not 100% sure. It's a little vague um, to me so far. But hopefully that'll open up that ability because I think it would be really cool to give people badges for just chatting in general in the Twitch chat window, but also for letting me know when there are things like ads coming up or if the video isn't playing properly, like just kind of to alert me when something is wrong because I can't always see that. And sometimes it'll look like everything's fine on my little window. You guys are going to notice something that I can't see, or you'll hear something that sounds off that I can't hear. So uh, I definitely appreciate the heads up when I get those. And if I can find a way to reward those viewers, I would like to be able to do so. So hopefully I can figure that out. sometime soon. I've also had one of my viewers gifted another viewer a subscription. I think that's super awesome and would like to recognize that behavior as well. So that's kind of percolating in the back of my mind. Like, how can I support this? Because I definitely want to. So I'm going to figure it out hopefully soon. I consulted a friend about it yesterday, actually, just saying, hey, what do you know about this? Because he's a long-time Twitch user and has done some streaming in the past. So I was kind of like, all right, how can I, make this better? And he directed me to an extension for recognition of people who have gifted other people subscriptions. And that's super cool, except that when I tried to attach the extension, it wasn't working. So it's unfortunate. Oh yeah, EverQuest, I'm sure you do. That was pretty awesome, wasn't it? And in fact, hey, now that you are speaking and you have a subscription, I have a question for you, which is that with a tier one membership or tier one subscription, what are the best benefits of that right now, and what would you like to see? Because I know that I can make some custom emotes, and I did that. And I made like the custom little Copernici coins that I think everybody watching gets those. But I have all this power that I don't know about. Best part is no ads. Yeah, sure. That's I actually didn't realize that tier one subscriptions get no ads, but that's awesome. Also, I've seen something called Turbo, which my understanding is that the people who have Turbo also get no ads. Is that, um, do you know if that's related or if that's like what applies to tier one subs, or is that separate? No ads across all streams. That's awesome. And that's the Turbo thing, right? So is that like you pay a certain amount of money per month to Twitch and you get no ads if you have Turbo? Oh, okay, I see. Well, that's neat. I think that's a cool option to have because essentially Twitch is getting its money directly instead of getting its money through advertising that way. And of course they're only going to earn a certain amount per ad shown, so it makes sense from their perspective to do that, and give the viewers the option uh, to be able to not see ads without using an outside program like an ad blocker or something like that. Turns off ads and streamers split the profits in some way or other. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, see, I'm learning every day on this thing. You don't know this, but behind the scenes, I'm like, what is going on here? I have no idea. Having never streamed prior to this, really, I've used like OBS before now, other things, and like I did a little like audiobook narrating. So I have some a little bit of experience with using software like that. But I really am just picking it up as I go along as far as the streaming in particular and Twitch in particular goes. So, for instance, I heard that most people are not using the emotes that are built into the channel, and that they have some kind of extension that most Twitch users are using. And so I'm trying to find out more about that, because if I can figure out what they're using, I can move my emotes that I've made over to that extension. Perhaps, maybe I can upload them there and be available. I don't know. Been 5 months and you forgot how to stream again. Yeah. Well, it's, there's lot to it, I think, to make everything as available to the viewers as I would like to. Um, I uh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just floundering around, and I'm trying to think. Okay, what would people like, right? So I thought the emotes thing might be cool. Um, I don't know. I think people would like badges, and if I can figure out how to do that, that would be awesome. He said it might be better Twitch TV or something else my son mentioned, but can't think of the name. Yeah. Well, would be very, very neat to know. Because I figure there must be some way, if people are using some program, there must be some way to upload channel specific ones, I would imagine. If, it's an extension for Twitch, you would think anyway. Or I would think. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. I'm almost certainly crazy. But maybe that's a crazy idea too. Who knows? Feels a little commonsensical, but I've tried now and then to overlay chat onto the viewer side, at least, of the video game, but I haven't really found anything that pleased me in that regard. It would be cool, because that way when people are watching later, they'll be able to see what's going on in chat. But I just haven't found a good solution there yet. For one thing, the screen only has so much room, and I don't want to cover anything in the gameplay that might be important for the viewers to see. So I'm uncertain about how to implement that so far. Had BTTV installed, lost it, and didn't reinstall it. So that's better Twitch TV. And so that one has it has the emotes. Is there any other benefit to it? I'm thinking if you didn't reinstall it after you lost it, maybe you didn't like it all that much. Or, you just didn't get around to it, but maybe. But a lot of times I find that if something like that happens and you go without something and then realize, well, it wasn't really all that great after all. Auto clicks the bonus button at the bottom. I'm trying to comprehend it. It auto clicks the bonus button at the bottom. I think I don't know what the bonus button is, or I don't recognize the terminology. Is there like a bonus button that's displaying for the watchers, and what kind of a bonus do you get for clicking it? Okay, so when you get the Copernicus coins, you have to like click to claim them or something? Or there's if you click it, you get extra? I've gone and checked out some of my viewers' channels, and yet I still haven't figured this out. Resets off every so often. You have to claim them with a click. Huh. Okay. Cool. Maybe I haven't spent enough time on any one stream to have that happen, or also possible that I didn't notice it. That's interesting. Okay. So you install this VTTV and it auto clicks that when you've been watching so that you don't have to be observant. Like, I'm often unobservant about such things. So I could see the benefit certainly of that. And then it also has special emotes. Well, that is interesting to know, certainly. Um, Certainly something to keep in mind. Better Twitch TV. I will try to look into that later on for sure. The site says configure Better TV to automatically click and claim channel point rewards, drops, and moments. Well, okay, so the drops thing, I believe, is if you play certain games and you stream them, then the watchers can get bonuses within those games for watching your stream for a certain amount of time. I've thought about checking that out just to kind of see how that works. I would really like to be able to reward my viewers in some way, but the problem is, of course, EverQuest 2 doesn't have anything like that that I've found so far. And so I would have to play some other game to do that. And I may at some point, but right now I think I'm gonna hold off on that. Again, I'm still trying to figure this out overall, and I don't want to, I don't want to muddy the waters in any way. But the drops thing is pretty cool, and I could definitely see that would be a neat way to reward viewers. Yeah, not as cool as giving drops. Yeah, um, it would be awesome if they did, even if it was like, just an appearance item, which I think a lot of it is. But I feel like, if there was, say, you could get like a cosmetic pet, right, for watching a stream for like, uh, that might be a big price. Like that might be like a couple hours, or you could get like a cosmetic for your weapon or something like that. I think that would be a neat addition, and especially since they are pushing for like a content creator job at the moment. So it would be a cool little thing, and maybe I should go suggest it or something on the forums. But I think it would be a neat thing to do the drops. I think it could be very, very light, and it could apply to all the servers just by being entirely cosmetic. Just a fun thing. Or, something they've never done, to my knowledge, in EverQuest 2 that would be kind of a fun thing would be maybe attaching a sound to the sword swing. So, like, every time you hit, it could make a different sound than what it currently does. And that would be just a cool. It's like a skin for sound. Yeah, I think drops would be amazing. So I did look into that just to see if there was anything, and at least, the other day there was still nothing for EverQuest 2 in that regard. You also mentioned moments. I don't really understand moments. I've got clips. I've been playing with clips a little bit, which are cool. Being able to get little sections and replay that as clips. That's cool. But as far as moments, what's the difference between a clip and a moment? See, I'm picking your brain hard right now. I don't know anything. Hmm. I also saw channel points, and I think that's the thing where you can like set a goal, and maybe it's the same thing. You set a goal, and people can use the channel points to have something happen in the game. And so I think I did a goal, and I also did a man, I can't think what it's called, but basically you could have me do something in the game if you spend a certain amount of channel points. So I'm experimenting with that, trying to see exactly how that works. And I think the channel points are like the finicky coins, I believe. The moments failed to gain interest and were removed. Okay, that would explain why I don't know about them. I wonder. I wonder what the deal was with that. That's interesting. I know there are benefits from like sharing a clip that goes viral. You get rewarded as a viewer for that, which is awesome. Um, I don't know exactly what the rewards are for that. Okay, only the streamer could trigger the moments. Okay, interesting. I've been trying to do the raids. I've been working on figuring that one out. Thus far, ineffectively. For some reason, every time I go to try to try to start a raid, if I try to do the slash raid and then the channel name in the chat, it says that nobody's available or nobody's raidable. And then if I go to the desktop version, or in this case the laptop browser page, um, it I go to search for anyone I can raid, and it has consistently said that my channel isn't able to raid. So I went and looked. I don't see anything in settings that's preventing this. I'm really not sure. Only the streamer could trigger them, and if you were in chat at the time of the moment, you would get a badge. Huh. So maybe it was just a way to reward interaction. I mean, that would make some sense if, like, the streamer could trigger a moment, and then anybody who clicked um, to say, "Hey, I'm here," essentially a ready check would be in that. See, I'm able to be rated because somebody rated me one day. I think Mason Man rated my channel one day, but I don't seem to be able to raid other people. I don't know. I don't know why. I also was invited to stream together with someone, but unfortunately, due to my setup, it didn't show in my chat on on my phone, and so I didn't realize that I had been invited to it until afterward when it was on the desktop. I didn't even hear a distinctive sound or anything when that happened. So um, for now, I think I'm just kind of unable to do that. But hopefully, after I can set up a second monitor at some point in the future, um, I can figure that out, and hopefully that'll help. It's a momentous moment, like setting a record or something, or a long sub train, and the badge would be like, and I was there thinking, yeah, okay, yeah, that would make some sense, sure, like, yeah. And in fact, I don't know if you know this, EverQuest 2, but I found that striped red ant yesterday, and that felt like a moment. I was having a moment. It was a great moment. Yeah, I think you were there actually. Didn't figure out how to set up alerts, so nobody knew what was going on. So I figured out how to set up the alert. See, I wasn't sure if you were still there at that time or not. I know Shadow was around. Sometimes you can be pretty quiet, so I don't always know. And especially that's one thing I would like is to have the ability to see who is currently watching, and which I know that if I had a second monitor, I think I could see that. But as it is with this arrangement that I have, I can't see it. So, well, the good news is I'll still have one more striped red ant find because I found both of the ones that Eloise Lace needed now. I'm very, very pleased to get that quest out of my journal. But of course I'll have to find the one for my very own collection now. So the search will continue for an indefinite amount of time. When I made my EverQuest character, I prepped for it by harvesting two of those hands before I even created the character, so I wouldn't have to find it later. Oh well. You were ahead of the game is all I can say. That's oh my gosh. Yeah, you needed three, that's right. Because she drops the first one, and then you have to go find her another one. And then you need one for your own collection, so that's alright. It's important for people to see the struggle. This is how this quest is. Painful, grueling. You have to now of course I think you can buy them off the broker and they can update that way. If you so choose. But I don't think you can't do it through trading. Like if someone hands you one, I don't think that counts to trigger it. Um, but if you buy it off the broker, it does. If you get it out of the guild bank, it doesn't. Or if you get it out of your personal bank, I believe. Oh, I see. Stuck on this godforsaken server killing green stuff so I don't die. Yeah, yeah, this is a great server. What are you talking about, EverQuest? Let's see here. I'm going to add you to friends so that I can see where you're at. Or are you role playing? Or in Antonica. Moving along, didn't you just make that character the other day? Like 4 or 5 days ago? Once on an all, you were once an all powerful being. I'm playing Pew Pew with bugs, absolutely. Yeah, you know what? I think it's a lot more fun to not be the all-powerful being, personally. Going around just smiting everything, what fun is that? Now, I don't know if you saw the other day, I was telling people how to do cross-server chat, and you can do cross-server friends as well. You can add them to your friends list. And I mention this because I figure, while you're on this server, you may want to contact people who you had been playing with on the other server off and on, or at least see if they're online. Like collecting quests, not deaths. Hey, just, you know what? Get better, right? but, but back to the cross server chat, all you have to do is say you want to send a tell to someone. You can do slash friend space, the name of your server, period, and the name of the person. And you can add them to your friends list in the same way. Depending on what server you're on, you may need to put an underscore. If you're on anything that has a space in its name, or if you have anything like Antonia Bale would be like Antonia underscore Bale dot whatever the name is. But also if there's a apostrophe such as in Maj Duel, you'd put a underscore where that apostrophe would be. I made the assumption, but then again, it's live, I don't know. Maybe people don't talk to people on live anymore. I don't know. In fact, I'm gonna add one in just a moment that I haven't added yet. Slash friend, and we do Maj Duel. Oops, Maj Duel. .otech. Uh-oh. Usually doesn't exist. Maybe I messed that up. I'll try it again in a second. Friend Maj underscore duel dot code. Wait, I put an H. That's the problem. There we go. We talk on live. Heartwarming messages. I quantify Chrono by 4. Nice. It's pretty deep. Surely they at least complain. If they're not complaining over there on general, I don't know what's happening. That's right. Well, definitely let me know if you need any help killing the mobs over there, because right now I'm just sitting here crafting, and I certainly don't have any great attachment to my current endeavor, because I can do this anytime. It's the cool part about crafting, if you're the only one on who wants to do anything at any given time, you can just pop on, do some crafting, no big deal. And then if somebody does want to do something, you can say, oh, okay, be right there. easy to pick up and put down, you know? Harvesting at the moment, so you can skill up and make armor, so you don't get wet, but, you know, armor is, pretty relevant. Uh, the abilities are also important. What class you playing? Shadowknight. Ah, I see, I see. Well then, definitely need that armor. And some abilities too. It is a uh, very common, class to be playing. There's a lot of Shadow Knights, a lot of Berserkers, and then of course pet classes out the wazoo. Come on, EverQuest, where's that Guardian? You know you want to. Natural class is the Dirge. Matches your personality. No DPS, no fogging, no screen with so many size. Yeah, I mean, Dirges are wonderful support classes. And if you are playing in groups regularly, they're amazing. I mean, and of course that's also true for Guardians and Mystics. They're just great in groups. Not great for soloing, but great in groups. So you have a Dirge-like personality. Do you do you also participate in melodic wailing often? Um, attend some wakes, perhaps, now and then? Reduce cacophony is when you try to stand after hours of sitting. Ah, well, that can certainly create some. I mean, wailing is an acceptable word for that. I was excited to note that I am now 82% into the next trade skill level, so I am moving in the right direction over here. So you made a dirge over here. What level did you get that dirge up to while fogging up your screen? And did you keep the character or did you delete it? I'm hoping you kept it. Probably 10. Most of your characters are about there and then they XP jump. So, you know, I know that you do a lot of quests. So the quest XP isn't bad. I don't find that it's bad. And of course, I'm not comparing to live XP because obviously every bit of XP is going to be bad if we make that comparison. But but the quest XP is decent, I find. Oh, you had to delete it. What? Oh no. Well, I was gonna say if you would like assistance with that dirge again, I am. You see, you might note the appeal, right? Like in my voice here, which is like, you know, I'm not doing anything real exciting right now, so if you're up for a thing, is what I'm saying.
Hello.
We can do a thing. Yeah, actually, it doesn't take. I want to say I made that wizard on while I was live streaming, and you know, at most 3 hours is what it took to get off the island, and I think level 9-ish, something like that. So yeah, it doesn't take long. And now that I say that, I realize that you may be saying that's a long time, whereas I'm saying that's a short amount of time. Isn't long at all. No, I don't think it is. It feels like it's pretty reasonable. You know. I noticed we're getting close, relatively close, to level 26 as a guild as well. Up to 85% if my eyes don't deceive me. With 3 Shadowknights to level 10. That just, it's so interesting. Like, wanted, wanted a different variety of Shadow Knight, huh? You're sitting there at the character creation and you're going, what should I make for this server? Well, you know, Shadow Knight, that'll be playable. I'll do that. And then the next time you go through exactly the same process, like, what could I possibly do? Shadow Knight sounds good. That's lovely. Okay, so tell me that you at least have something other than Shadowknights that you've made that like you kept the character. See, you deleted the Dirge, but you have your three Shadowknights. It's wonderful. I see. You know you can do name changes, right? It's a thing. Thank you for the follow, Corinth Battlespire. Oh, you have an illusionist and a necromancer. Well, those are both very fine as well. They're on level 10. I'm going to use an army of Shadow Knights and make all the crafting classes. Ah, yes, yes. This is the Armor Smith Shadow Knight. Then we have the Alchemist Shadow Knight, followed by, of course, the Jeweler Shadow Knight, each with their own specialty. In all fairness, you may as well just go all out and do all 9 crafting classes with a side of Shadow Knight. I mean, why stop when you're so far along? Out of curiosity, do any of your Shadow Knights have any crafting skill beyond level 2 yet? That is a lot of plate. But as long as you keep them at level 10, you're good to go. Ah, yes. Three of the characters hit level 10 in crafting. Well, I mean, at this point, you have to keep them. That was, uh, that was at least like an hour per character right there, just in crafting. You're already in. Can't turn back now. Now, you have 3 of them, so I need to know, are they all one class? Are they all outfitters? Or they're all scholars? Because that would just be lovely. One of each, alright. Yeah, I'm sure Alchemist and Armor That would make the most sense there. And maybe just provisioner in general for the third one. Because, everybody needs food and drink. Yeah, and bags and totems, that's true too. Totems are very helpful. Bags, that's kind of a one-time deal. So in all honesty, you can just buy bags on the broker and don't really have to worry about that so much. But arrows, for scoutish types, not so much. You Now on this server, Shadowknights, can you use a short bow? Or are you able to? I know that paladins often will have the like symbols on here. 4 gold total. Oh no. Well, okay, but you're only level 10, so you know. Well, it takes a little while to gain a little bit of money. I would recommend, first and foremost, getting the largest containers that you can possibly manage onto the broker, like all of your largest bags and everything. Throw that on the broker right off the bat. Fill them up. Yeah, I agree. Well, you'll get there. You gotta figure out which kind of character you want to stick with as your main, and that'll help you find direction. The worst part about Shadowknights is Freeport. That's what I think. I have long avoided playing certain subclasses just so that I did not have to go to that terrible place. Report is just miserable. Difficult to navigate. It's dreary. It's just literally everything there is just, they do a great job of making the player feel like the citizens of Freeport. You just go along hating your life. Everything's bad. You can't find anything. Lost and confused all the time. And filled with hatred. I'm not all about it. I mean, I don't have to have butterflies and sunshine or anything, but boy, something about that place is just absolutely miserable. I don't even like to go there for like a quest. Like I got to go in and update something. I'm like, oh man, I have to go to that terrible place. I don't mind the common lands or neck forest so much. Freeport itself is just terrible. The most dirgy race. Well, see, it's not good to ask me because I like to do silly things. It's my idea of a good time. So I have the what I call the saddest troubadour. I made a troubadour, and then I made him as sad and pathetic looking as I possibly could. So, yes, trust AI.
Hello.
Surely, surely they won't lead you astray. I feel like the wood elves could be a little bit dirgy. They tend to be one of the less jovial of the elvish races. All right, let's see here. AI gives an opportunity to argue with the search engine, and it usually changes its mind anyway. Yeah? Well, I mean, there's that to be said. If you do argue with AI, it'll agree with you, so all is well. Feel that an orcish dirge would be fun. You could do an ogre. It's kind of interesting that you can't play as an orc. You would think that that would eventually have been a playable race. I don't know why you would think that, but I feel like you would think that. I would think that. Oh yeah, it would definitely be Freakordian. Um, so can you be a Qeynosian Dirge at this point? Dirge used to be Freeport only back in the day. I don't know on this server. And what are you talking about? You have 3 Shadowknights. I don't think it's me putting you in Freeport. I'm gonna have to explore your subconscious a little bit here. I'll get you there. Huh. Nobody puts baby in a corner. I'm just going to go forward as though everyone got that reference too. So we're just blissfully unaware of any lack of communication there. AS is Dark Elf. Look, here's the deal. Like, a Dirge is inherently evil, right? This is and has always been the way. Of course, I don't think it's that way in life, but life's a little strange. It's what its racial alignments are, and its class alignments these days. Ah, good, excellent. Well, see, I had hoped that was the case, EverQuest, and then I said it, and then I was like, I wonder if I misinterpreted that, because that would be very funny. I walked right out the door without checking to see if we. And you know what? Pretty sure we do have advanced jeweler 39 in the depot. Pretty sure I saw that one day. Could be wrong. Could easily be wrong. We'll see. There it is, as suspected. So let's see what's in this book here. I think it's just spells, but we'll see. Alright, we've got Afflicted Blade, Artful Finesse, Deceit, Elegant Blade, Murderous Intent, and Primal Reflexes. Seems like a short list, honestly. Not a lot of spell upgrades going on for that one. I also failed to talk to the crafting trainer right there to get the regular book on my way out. It's okay, I'm gonna go back to do it. It's alright. Let's see here. We've got this guy. Light unusable hideout level. And that'll pop us down to the jeweler essentials. Excellent. And notice, howsoever, that it is 10:21 a.m. And so, I suppose I will have to get out for now. And I'll be back probably within an hour. And if you are up for playing at that point, and I'm not needed elsewhere, then I would be happy to do that. But I better get off for now and get some real life stuff done. And hopefully see you all later. If you're not following me, be sure to follow me and turn on notifications so that you can see when I go live. As always, I've enjoyed the stream with you guys and enjoyed the chat as usual. All right, bye bye for now, guys.